How's everybody doing? This is Ruben once again with Philosophy. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you liked any of my past videos, please like, comment, subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, the little bell notification so you can be notified whenever I have any new videos um, uploaded. Today, I want to talk about um, a subject or a topic that I get a lot of messages on my Instagram about, get a lot of emails about, people asking uh, how to relieve this issue, and that's performance anxiety, maybe some social anxiety. Anytime that you have to go ahead and present yourself and be vulnerable, whether it's with a big crowd, whether it's with a small crowd, um, whether you have to go ahead and get up and present something, you're going on a date, maybe you have some performance anxiety, and what that means is bringing your true character out, your true friendly character that all your friends love, and that you want to go ahead and apply to new people you're meeting, or whenever you have to go ahead and present something or perform something. Maybe you're in a social gathering, you want to go ahead and give the best version of yourself, and that best version of yourself is always that person that your friends love. But it's very hard whenever you meet new people. And the reason for that is because if you look back at caveman days, whenever when we were playing with stones and barely discovering fire, in those times, since that is the majority of time that we have lived, you think of our modern world now, but compared to the years or decades or centuries that we lived as cavemen, the caveman time is what way much longer than whatever the modern time is. So we have a lot of those uh, brain stimuli from back then. Uh, they'll I believe that they'll be gone within time, but there's still a lot of time that has to you know go through before we can go ahead and release those, because for the majority of our living, our DNA code has that ingrained in it, has that implanted, times that we were living as caveman days. So when you were a caveman, any time that you encounter anyone outside of your group, automatically red flags, you know, were up. Automatically the word danger, the feelings of danger came about, because you knew that for the most part, whenever there's a new person or people coming around, they can go ahead and dethrone you from whatever status you may have had in the tribe, or you know go ahead and uh, destroy you or kill you, to go ahead and procreate with 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 your woman. A lot of times that meant war. For most of human history, we see war. Whenever you see a lot of people that don't look like you, or maybe you don't recognize, it always meant danger for the most part. So that is still ingrained in our DNA, and that is why there's a lot of people that are very shy. There's a lot of people that have social anxiety. A lot of people have performance anxiety, And I want to clarify performance anxiety. That means when I say that, I'm talking about presenting your likable self, putting your guard down. Now, in the times that we're living today, we don't have to deal with many of those of those issues that we dealt with back in caveman days. You know, we are, we don't have to look over our shoulder and all the time just waiting for someone to go ahead and crack us with a rock and kill us to take over our status or tribe. We don't have to deal with that anymore as far as death. So for the most part, that's ingrained in our DNA, and that's why we're very fearful. um, People have, social anxiety, performance anxiety whenever they meet a new person, whether it's at a new job, whether it's at your current job, whether it's in your business, or whether it's you're dating someone. We all have that social anxiety. Now, I'm gonna give you 6 tips to go ahead and relieve. Let's say you need to go ahead and perform your best self um, tomorrow or even today in a few hours, and you want to look for something that can go ahead and get you to that point, uh, that you can relieve most of whatever anxiety you may have. And that's the goal. That's the goal here. So I'm gonna give you 6 tips you can do today to go ahead and relieve it immediately. Might not go away 100%, but it'll get you to the point where that starting point will be much easier. Now, we've all been in situations where we are, you know, presenting something, performing something, or whatever where we felt nervous about or shy. We know that in a few minutes, as long as you push through, that shyness will go away. Um, and we've all seen that. So really is how to go ahead and push through those first few minutes until we feel comfortable. The reason that happens is because our DNA or our mind or our brain realizes, okay, so there is no danger here. So I don't have to go ahead and have anxiety, have be shy. The reason that you are is because your brain thinks that it's in danger. So adrenaline starts pumping, you get nervous, you get anxiety because you're looking for the danger. The mind hasn't figured out what the danger is, and it's a survival mechanism that we have, which I believe will go away in time, but it's still a long time before we see that happening. And you may be dealing with these issues today, or maybe you have a presentation tomorrow, or in a week, and so forth. Doing these 6 tips go ahead and help you to get some immediate results. Now, the best way to go ahead and do and prevent performance anxiety from occurring again is for you to go ahead and do new things. You have to be a person that is always doing new things from little to small. And when I say new things, I'm talking about almost anything. Maybe your drive to work or your drive back from work to your house. Take a different route. Take Even if it takes a little bit longer, what do you have to lose? Um, take a different route to work, or when you're coming back, take a different highway, or so forth. Always be changing your routine. That is the best way to resolve these issues. And I'm talking about not only performance anxiety, but any sort of anxiety. The mind, once it gets used to you doing new things constantly, it will alleviate that stress, that anxiety, that performance anxiety, because it realizes, okay, this person does new things all the time and there hasn't been no danger. So it subsides. So doing new things all the time, um, you know, eating different things. Even when you're shaving, if you start on the left side, start on the right side. um, Talk to people, be a person that talks to people all the time. Start a conversation with the person that you're checking out with at the store, or the person that's bringing your food to the table, um, your neighbors and so forth. Even if the relationships don't have to go perfect all the time, but as long as you're getting used to new routines, that is the best way to resolve this issue for good. It will go away. So doing new things constantly. And this is why travel is so appealing, and so and it's such a breakthrough. And that is why super successful people love traveling, because you're getting into a new routine. You're doing something different, so the mind gets used to that, and it doesn't bring in the old baggage that you have, survival mechanisms or so forth. So always get in the habit of doing new things, from little, small to big. Okay, maybe if you usually drink water with your meals, try maybe something else, carbonated water, or try soda. If you do too much soda, try water. Do things differently. That is what I'm saying. And that is the best way to relieve these issues. But I'm going to give you 6 tips that you can do immediately, so you can see some immediate results. Maybe you have presentation in a day, you say, Ruben, I don't have the time to go ahead and uh, change my whole routine and have it affect me in a day or in a few hours. So doing these things will go ahead and help you and get some immediate relief. The first one, and the most powerful one, would be doing a technique called thought field therapy, or TFT, which basically it's tapping on certain points of your body. And basically this connects to ancient Chinese medicine, where they believe we have meridians or channels all around our body. And whenever we feel a negative emotion like performance anxiety or anxiety, is that one of those channels are blocked. So this is how acupuncture is made. They in their belief, they're opening up the channels so energy can flow, and that is how you feel better. But a psychiatrist by the name of Roger Callahan, um, which he already passed away, but he left a true legacy. He found out that by just tapping on certain points of your body, you can go ahead and relieve those systems in minutes, if not seconds. It's an immediate uh, relief. So type in on YouTube, go on Google, TFT, thought field therapy, and usually there's a sequence that they can show you that you can do at that exact moment. Um, so you can go ahead and relieve these issues. I used to be really afraid of heights, and whenever I found myself in a situation where that fear came about, I would go ahead and do some tapping, and that would go ahead and alleviate it immediately. So try it out. The next one is CBD. CBD is so powerful, but there's only one CBD I recommend at this point, and that's the CBD from CV Sciences. So C as in Charlie, V as in Victor, Sciences. They have a specific CBD called the Gold Formula, and that is the only one that I would recommend. Um, I don't have time to go through all the reasons. I'm just going to go ahead and just give you the information. So look up CBD, from CV Sciences, usually taking 60 milligrams. Uh, Puts you in a more relaxed state. Maybe you need a little more, but it doesn't make you drowsy, or it doesn't make you, um, like medication would. It just relaxes you completely, but you're still in a full form conscience sort of way. So try that out. Um, Also, um, a supplement called B Complex from Innate Response. That's the only one I recommend. From Innate Response. Tap in on Amazon, Google, whatever. Maybe your health food store sells it. So it's a B complex. Our brain needs B vitamins so it could go ahead and run efficiently. Unfortunately, many of the B complexes out there are not whole food form. That is the only way that it will go ahead and work immediate is if you get a supplement in a whole food form as it was designed by God. So B complex form innate response. That's the only company innate response that I would recommend this B complex from. Okay, so taking a few tablets, you will see the difference within 15 to 30 minutes. You will think sharper, you'll think clearer, um, and you'll be able to go ahead and consciously find yourself negotiating with your own mind to alleviate that anxiety. So it's a miracle. Another thing you can do if you have something that you have to perform in a few hours or something that you have to go ahead and do in a few days, I would go ahead and talk to strangers. And when I say talk to strangers, I don't mean going outside and talking to strangers, literally, like literally. No, talk to the person that's at the counter. Start a conversation. The person that is bringing your food. We all go to the stores. We all go to where other people are at for services. Talk to those people. Start with that. And if you feel more comfortable, talk to the person that is waiting there with you for their food or waiting there with you for the checkout, and just start simple conversation. I mean, it could be anything. Hey, I like your shoes. Hey, you believe this line? Whatever. Get in. If you do that uh, throughout the day, as many people as we come come across with, in a few hours, you can go ahead and relieve those symptoms. You'll be more comfortable with people. Your brain anxiety will subside. Um, Another thing is you can watch videos on topics like condemnation, guilt and condemnation. You don't have to watch my videos, but my videos specifically tackle that topic, guilt and condemnation. When you relieve yourself from guilt and condemnation, that is the that is the best way. You automatically feel lighter. You automatically feel that you can go ahead and present your true self. You don't feel as vulnerable. Whenever we feel guilty, whenever we feel shame, whenever we feel condemnation, that makes us feel very vulnerable, and we don't want to go ahead and expose that to others because we feel that um, it's like cockroaches. When you turn on the light, they scatter everywhere, or rats scatter everywhere. That is our negative emotions. They don't want to be seen. So that is why we get shy, we get anxiety, and so forth. But watching videos on guilt, shame, and condemnation and how to relieve it will really help you. And it could be alleviated within a few hours. You can watch my videos. I know my videos for sure will go ahead and alleviate those symptoms in a few hours, especially if you have something important to present or you have to perform or whatever in a few hours or in a few days. Also watch videos on rest. Your mind is going on and on and on and on and is not getting a break. Again, I have videos on rest, and I believe that my information works. Not saying it's the only one that works or it's the best one that works. I just know it works. But you don't have to view mine. You can view someone else's videos or audios on the topic of rest, on the topic of relaxing, on the topic of realizing that no matter how much effort you put into life, sometimes there are things that you cannot control, and you have to go ahead and accept. And that is freedom out from stress, depression, anxiety, and all these sort of things. So I have videos on it. You can watch mine or you can watch others, but make sure that they make you feel at peace, at rest, and feeling that it basically slows down the mind. You could do some meditation videos, watch a video meditation or whatever. But if you watch my videos on rest, you watch my videos on guilt, shame, and condemnation, you'll realize what I'm talking about. Okay, so those are 6 tips for you. Try them out and see the difference.